in the sun-drenched waters of Hawaii, where waves curl like liquid glass and the ocean sparkles with life. A tragic encounter with the sea claimed the life of a man who had spent his life in and around it. Tamayo Perry, a skilled surfer and actor known for his role in the Pirates of the Caribbean series, met a tragic end in 2024. This is the story of the brutal shark attack that shocked the world and forever altered the lives of those who knew and admired him. Tamayo Perry was born on the beautiful island of Oahu, Hawaii, where the ocean was not just a backdrop, but a way of life. Growing up in a surfing family, Perry was introduced to the sport at a young age, quickly developing a deep connection with the sea. He spent countless hours on the North Shore, home to some of the most famous surf spots in the world, honing his craft and pushing the limits of what was possible on a surfboard. As Perry's surfing skills grew, so did his reputation. He was known not just for his talent on the waves, but for his fearless approach to surfing. He would tackle waves that left others in awe, always with a calm and focused demeanor that earned him the respect of his peers. But Perry was more than just a surfer. His good looks and natural charisma caught the attention of Hollywood, leading to a surprising turn in his career. In the early 2000s, Perry was cast in a small role in Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, one of the most successful film franchises of all time. Though his role was brief, it showcased his natural talent and opened the door to more opportunities in the film industry. Perry enjoyed the experience, but he never strayed far from the ocean. Even as his acting career began to take off, he remained committed to his first love, surf. Perry's acting career, while never reaching the heights of a leading man, was nonetheless impressive. In addition to his role in Pirates of the Caribbean, Perry appeared in several other films and television series that highlighted his versatility and unique skills. His most notable television role was in Hawaii 5-0, where he played a recurring character over several seasons. The show, set in his home state, allowed Perry to bring authenticity to his role, and he quickly became a fan favorite. His work in Hawaii 5-0 further solidified his place in Hollywood, making him a recognizable face, not just in the surfing world, but also on the small screen. Perry's roles often reflected his real-life persona, charming, fearless, and deeply connected to his Hawaiian roots. These qualities endeared him to audiences around the world, who admired his ability to bring a piece of Hawaii to everything he did. In the years that followed, Perry continued to balance his life between Hollywood and Hawaii, often traveling back and forth between the two. He appeared in a handful of other films and television shows, but he always returned to the waves. To those who knew him best, it was clear that Perry's heart belonged to the sea, and he often spoke about the peace and fulfillment he found while surfing. However, the ocean, as Perry knew all too well, is as dangerous as it is beautiful. Despite his deep respect for the sea, nothing could have prepared him for the horrifying event that occurred on a warm June day in 2024. It was a typical summer morning on the North Shore. The sun was shining, the waves were perfect, and Perry, as usual, was out on the water. He had been surfing for hours, riding wave after wave with the skill and grace that had become his trademark. The ocean was calm, and the only sounds were the crashing waves and the distant calls of seabirds. Perry was in his element, completely at peace. But peace would soon turn to terror. As Perry paddled out for another wave, he noticed a shadow beneath the surface. At first, he thought it was just a school of fish, a common sight in these waters, but as the shadow grew larger and moved closer, Perry realized with a sinking feeling that this was no fish. A massive tiger shark, estimated to be over 15 feet long, was lurking beneath the surface, its eyes locked onto Perry. Before he could react, the shark struck. With lightning speed, it lunged at Perry, clamping its powerful jaws around his torso. The force of the bite was unimaginable, slicing through flesh and bone with terrifying ease. Perry was yanked from his board and pulled underwater, the ocean around him turning a deep crimson as blood poured from his wound. In that moment, Perry's years of experience and instinct took over. Despite the unimaginable pain, he fought back with everything he had. He kicked and punched at the shark's head and eyes, desperate to break free. The struggle was intense, with Perry's life hanging in the balance. But the shark, driven by its predatory instincts, was relentless. Witnesses on the shore watched in horror as the attack unfolded. They could see Perry's struggle, his body thrashing in the water as he fought for his life. Panic spread through the beach, with surfers and beachgoers scrambling to find help. A few brave surfers paddled out toward Perry, risking their own lives in an attempt to save him. As they approached, the shark finally released its grip on Perry, retreating into the depths. Perry's body floated to the surface, his blood mingling with the salt water as he lay motionless on his board. The rescuers quickly pulled him from the water and rushed him to shore, but it was clear that his injuries were severe. The shark's bite had caused catastrophic damage, severing arteries and crushing bones. Despite the best efforts of those on the beach and the paramedics who arrived shortly after, there was nothing that could be done. Tamayo Perry was pronounced dead at the scene. The news of his death sent shockwaves through the surfing community and beyond. To those who knew him, Perry was more than just a talented surfer and actor. He was a kind, humble, and generous person who had touched the lives of many. His loss was felt deeply by everyone who had the privilege of knowing him. In the days following Perry's death, tributes poured in from around the world. Fellow surfers, actors, and fans all expressed their grief and shared memories of the man who had lived his life with passion and courage. The North Shore community, where Perry had spent so much of his life, came together to honor his memory. A paddle-out ceremony was held in his honor, with hundreds of surfers gathering in the waters he had loved so much to pay their respect. Perry's death was a stark reminder of the dangers that lurk in the ocean, even for those who know it best. But it was also a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Perry had lived his life on his own terms, chasing his dreams and pursuing his passions with unwavering determination. Though his life was cut short, he left behind a legacy that will not be forgotten. As we remember Tamayo Perry, we are reminded of the fragility of life and the importance of living each day to the fullest. His story is one of triumph and tragedy, of a man who achieved great things and faced unimaginable challenges. May his memory inspire others to pursue their passions, face their fears, and live their lives with the same courage and determination that defined Tamayo Perry. In the end, Tamayo Perry's life was a celebration of the ocean's beauty and power. He understood the risks, but he also understood the rewards. And in his final moments, as he faced the unimaginable, he showed the world what it means to truly live. May he rest in peace, forever riding the waves of the endless ocean.